Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. The rumors are true. I am leaving my wife for a dancer, a stripper, and I don't care. Let me explain something to you guys, right? I've been married for over 15 years, and for the longest time, I didn't know that women enjoy to give their men back rubs, not on their birthdays and Christmas and things of that nature. I didn't know your woman goes in the kitchen and whips up recipes, and sometimes it might be a hit or miss, but she's trying. I didn't know your woman will come home from work and just start rubbing your feet and cleaning the house in lingerie. I wasn't getting none of that with my wife. Things that I asked for. And quick little story. My friend's birthday, and we heading out to Sue's Rendezvous in the Bronx, New York. And we head to a dance, a gentleman's club. And me and the young lady starts talking. I don't even exchange no numbers. She feels my vibe. I'm thinking she's trying to game me. But no, we hang out. And from day one, we hit it off. I ain't gonna lie to you. So, no, I don't feel like a sucker. My friends and family members are kind of mad at me right now, but I'm all about my happiness. And I haven't been more happy than since I've been with this woman. You know what I mean? So, yes, I left my wife. She has the house and she gets alimony, and I'm still happy. So, there's no love lost over here. She's angry, but I'm not. Women got to learn to treat their man as if they're never going to see him again. It goes both ways. I never cheated, nothing like that. But if I have to beg to get some kind of physical attention, if I have to beg to get some kind of like decent meal, if I have to beg for you to put on something sexy, then it's not going to work. Okay? You have to like who likes you back. And this woman likes me back. And I don't got to put up no effing funds at all. It's all a natural relationship. So people can say what they want to say, but I'm more of a firm believer of do what you enjoy and be around people who enjoy being around you. Okay? This is a different time in my life, and I'm enjoying this energy, and I'm not going to stop.
You know, I'm conflicted because on the one hand, absolutely, you probably went out there and you emotionally cheated, and your heart was already gone. Your heart was already, you know, looking. You were seeking. That's why you went to a strip club, because you were seeking for some sort of validation. I'm not saying that you're a terrible person for wanting any kind of validation when you're in a relationship. Absolutely, you're going to want some validation, and going to the strip club. You know, I'm not a strip club guy. You know, so I don't know, but at the same time, and in this is what I say. I don't understand. I think sometimes you get in a relationship, and when it's no longer new, you start falling off. And I think people don't really know how to evolve through relationships. I think one if one of your core tenets in being in a relationship is sticking to it, no matter what. Now, I'm not saying if there's some crazy stuff going on, we can all extend, what crazy means to us, in any direction. But, if there's some crazy stuff going on, like, people getting physical and stuff like that, then yeah, or somebody disrespecting, crossing the line, obviously stepping out on your significant other, then that's something to talk about. I didn't start hearing, just to be honest with you, I didn't start hearing this emotionally withdrawn stuff until I got older. This emotional, cheating, or, sort of divorcing or leaving somebody because they were emotionally checked out, or, stuff like that. I didn't hear that. I didn't start hearing that till I got older. First time I heard that, that was like something new to me, because in my mindset, it was just, people go through stages of life that, you can't really predict how you're going to be feeling from day to day based on certain things, but you do know one of your core tenets is not to leave. Sometimes I say I'm conflicted because sometimes we get to a space in our life and we're like, man, this doesn't seem like it's working out. You really treat marriage as if it's just like another stage of dating when it's really not. It's more of a tighter bound covenant, or it should be. If you don't think of marriage as a tighter bound covenant where your souls are intertwined and everything that you have is interconnected, your mindsets and everything, or you're not working toward that, then you're doing marriage wrong. You're thinking about marriage wrong. People get into marriage for all different reasons that have nothing to do with being in a covenant relationship. And when I say covenant, I say there are rules and regulations that govern how you guys interact with one another. Most people try to say, oh, I just want to have fun and I just want to feel free and I want to feel like myself. But you're coming into a covenant with somebody else. Right. There are some things that you're saying while going into covenant with somebody else. I feel like giving this up for you. And before you're married, you're happy to do that. Before you're married, that's not a problem. But after you get married, all of a sudden it becomes a problem. All of a sudden you stop wanting to give up. All of a sudden it's no longer cute to give of yourself and to compromise. We're so happy and we're so giddy when people give us advice and we giggle and hold each other's hands and Eskimo kiss and stick our foreheads together when we're like, oh, babe, this old lady stopped me in the store today and she said, are you getting married? And I was like, oh, how did you know I was getting married? Well, she saw you looking at dresses, but she was like, you know how older ladies be doing. They be making jokes when you don't even know it's a joke, but because you in the situation, you think it's serious, but she's really just making a joke. She was like, just had a feeling. And you didn't get the joke. The joke went right over, your head. She saw you looking at dresses. That's how she knows. And you were like, oh, thank you so much. And you're giddy because everything is ordained at that point. But after you get married, all of a sudden you switch up, you change, and you stop showing up for that person in the way that you were. And you change. Like we change every 5 years, right? You change, and then you blame your change and the way that you react to them in your change on them. If you think about it, who you hang around dictates your mindset, right? So if you have a partner who hangs around wealthy people all the time and they're going on vacations and doing this and that, guess what? They're going to come back a lot of times and say, babe, you know what? We should go to this island or that old island. We should start saving our money up to go on vacation. And they're going to start dressing like these people, start talking like these people, start wanting to go to the same restaurants, start wanting to drive the same cars. It's inevitable. And you the same. If you work around people who are nice people and they're lowly and they're humble people, you're going to see that it's like, man, you're prideful, you're haughty. All you want is money and this, that, and the third and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I just don't know who I married. I don't know who this person is. And instead of the first thing being, how can we come together? Maybe it's a good idea that we start looking forward to taking more vacations. But me having to take more vacations is a sign that it's going to challenge me. And I have to now understand, well, maybe I'm not making enough money. Maybe I need to elevate. I've been here doing this for the last 8 years and it's been good to me. But now I have to understand that I have to elevate a little bit more. And when I realize that I don't want to elevate anymore and move toward that space and have a conversation, we revert back to being children in the way that we handle things. We become petty. Why you couldn't just talk to her? Oh, she don't. And you get to comparing her to another. Now, look, you be mad if she start comparing you to another dude. Now, if she was out there, think about it. Oh, I'm happy. I'm dealing with, how I live my life. I'm a firm believer. Okay. But if she got to the trigger before you did, then what would you be saying? And she didn't say nothing to you and she's out of nowhere, surprised you. She probably thought she was doing you a favor, letting you go out to the strip club, to the gentleman's club. She thought she was doing you a favor. Oh, just let him go and, blow off some steam and however he gets it off, whatever. Let him blow off some steam. I've learned that that's the way that, he handles things. Let him go. She has no problem, only to be blindsided. And you think she's mad? You think she's going to be mad? Absolutely, she's going to be mad. What do you expect? Now, if she would have came back in and you come in trying to be, instead of like letting her down easy, it's like, babe, I don't think, we haven't been in this space for a long time. I don't think. You didn't even give her an opportunity to defend herself. You just came out of nowhere and said, I'm leaving you. I'm tired of it. You don't clean lingerie. You don't this and that. You let yourself slide into another position and made sure that you were stable in your position before you destabilized her. And I know it might be coming off as, I'm coming against you for your decision, but I'm just saying, sometimes if you think about it, you slid into another stable position that worked for you. What if she wanted to be stable as well? Oh, I gave her the house. Yeah, but can she afford the house? Oh, I'm paying alimony. Okay, what happens if you stop paying alimony? What happens if you lose your job? What good is the house going to be now? And you're going to turn to her and be like, well, you're a grown woman. You got to do this, that, and her. She would have never had to worry about this had you never destabilized her and ran off and started, oh man, I found somebody new, because the spark is there. But I hope, for your sake, I hope 10 years down the line, she don't get comfortable and say, you know what? I want to do something different. I don't want to wear lingerie and cleaning lingerie anymore. I just want to wear my muumuu. I just want to wear, maybe not a muumuu, because, sometimes muumuus be, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, maybe I just want to have my hair all over my head and wear my baggy pants and my big sweatshirt, and I don't look as sexy as I used to do in the club. Maybe I pick up a few pounds. Maybe I have babies and my body don't look the same. And then because I'm so worried about the babies and maybe I transition out of being in a gentleman's club because you say you don't want me in there no more. So I got to try to find another job, and I'm not making as much and we're not balling like we used to. And then things change because our circumstances and our situations change, and how we relate to each other has now changed. Then what? You going to do the same thing? What you going to wipe hop? Now you're going to do it again? What's because what I don't hear is you giving her the opportunity to defend herself. Maybe she wasn't doing it maliciously. Maybe she just got lost and wrapped up in whatever she was doing. And you think, because sometimes you just wait 10 years. And you look back on it, you say the justification that I thought that I had, the reason why I was justifying it, I don't really understand that justification anymore. Yeah, because you had time to look back on it and you realize maybe I could have dealt with it differently. I'm not saying that's going to be the case every single time, right? But all I'm saying, and I'm not saying you were wrong for doing what you're doing, but just think, if she came home one day and was like, oh man, babe, maybe not babe, maybe she called you by your real name, Jarvis. Hey, Jay, for the last 6 months, I've had another dude put me through the mattress. And now we've got to the point to where, I'm having a kid with him. We're happy. I'm sorry this hurts you, but we are going to keep it. And I'm living with him. He's giving me an allowance. I don't have to work anymore. And I just thought I'd tell you, you can have the house. You can have the car because he's buying me one, and I'm sorry this hurt you. I'm not mad. I know you probably going to be fuming, but for me, I'm cool. Let me tell you something. And I'm not saying this to be vindictive. I'm just saying this to be real. Watch how you treat people, because it always has a way of coming back on you. Watch how you treat people, because it always has a way of coming back on you in the way that will hurt you, because you won't learn the lesson that you need to learn if it comes back on you the way it hurt her. That don't mean nothing to you, because y'all don't hurt the same way. Y'all don't have the same pain points, but it's going to come back on you. And sometimes it comes back on you in a way that you never saw coming, not just in relationships, right? You might have a daughter or a son, and the same love that lady gave you, maybe she was tripping. Maybe she was tripping and you didn't give her the opportunity to defend herself before you let that other lady get in your ear. I don't know the whole story. I'm just saying. And that's how you left. Maybe you have a son or a daughter and they grow up and somebody says something to them and they misunderstand because they're kids. They don't know everything. They misunderstand and then they turn on you. And there's nothing that you can say. And before you know it, they walking out the door saying, I don't like my daddy. You done raised them for 17, 18 years. And all of a sudden, you know, they go and date some guy that you think is nice, said some great things about him. For 5 years, she's dated this guy. And all of a sudden, you're a trash dad. Oh, your dad never. And you're like, what's the issue? I never said anything bad about this guy, but maybe he has something against you. And there's nothing you could say. You've never had a chance to defend yourself. And then you realize, dang, it came back on me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. If you have a story like that, let me know. But until next time, take it easy.